Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at Alabama wide receiver Devonta Smith, 170-pound receiver. A lot of people see him as one of the top receivers on the board. Some people, especially in the internet draftnet community, are concerned that he might be too light, too small to be a top receiver and that teams maybe shouldn't bother. Well, we're going to give you an idea of what Smith looks like against physical coverage. This is just one play, but it gives you a good idea of what he can do when play gets tight and physical and whether or not he can hold up. You can see he makes a nice catch here late against tight coverage for the score. Well, let's take a look at this play in a little bit more detail so that we understand some of the techniques that he's using here that he can apply to the NFL very well. First of all, you see the defender playing that outside shade coverage, and Smith tries to get outside of him right away. Well, you can see the defender gets his hands on him, and that inside shoulder does a good job keeping that position. And, you know, you're going to see Smith in a moment here try to rip and work downfield, and the defender stays right with him. He's not able to get that immediate separation right away. That's okay. Happens in the NFL all the time. You're going to face physical coverage like this. So what does he do? Well, instead of continuing his rip, what you're going to see in a moment here is that he's going to actually use the defender's position against the defender by turning, and he's not stumbling there. He's actually turning that inside shoulder towards the boundary, so he's getting his back to the defender and eliminating the leverage that the defender had with his outside arm. Now the defender can't hook on with that forearm and bicep where, you know, you often hide that from the official and kind of hook onto that receiver's inside arm, or the fact that the defender can't push downfield now because there's nothing to push. He's got his back to the man, and he's actually turned his head to the outside, and the defenders had to turn a little bit to the outside as well to honor the possibility of a quick out. And as a result now, Smith can use that inside arm to his advantage. He's no longer getting hooked onto it because he took it away. And so now that he's leaning downfield like that, what you're going to see is he's going to be able to now turn upfield and regain the use of that inside arm to frame separation against the defender. He's going to earn a little bit more separation against the defender, and then you're going to see him work downfield, and that backside arm or the backfield arm or inside arm, however you want to call it, is a little further away from his frame. What he wants to do is maintain that bubble that he's gotten against the defender, and he's not pushing off. That's an unnuanced way of saying it. Really what he's doing is he's just maintaining the distance he got from the defender by keeping that arm still and letting the defender kind of push up against it, but providing enough resistance against the defender's push so that the defender can't close the gap. That's legal. That's why I call it framing separation. And he's able to work downhill and maintain that frame of separation so the defender can't push him off his line. And then he's going to be able to stack late because he earned that separation and make the catch. Very good work by Devonta Smith. And you can see, you know, we work through it again. Defender gets to that arm. He's able to lean on it. But Smith is able now to avoid it by turning that back and prevent the defender from clamping onto that arm and taking him off his line by just giving the defender what he wants, turning his back to the outside. Now the defender's like, I can't even use that arm, but I wanted to push him outside. But now because Smith turned his head outside, he's actually threatening that potential out. The defender has to honor that and look back. And now Smith can reestablish his arm and frame the separation, make the stack and the catch. And this gives you an example of what he can do against physical play. And some teams are going to look at this and that's going to be a good example as to why they're going to look at him as an early round pick. Some teams may not. They may want a bigger receiver just for the reasons of what they do with their scheme. But this is a good football player who is going to be an early round pick and probably deserve that. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Bowling Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room.